Hello and welcome to the first EU Electronic Revolution AA cast. e-rev brings you Call of Duty 4, America's Army, Counter-Strike Source, Unreal Tournament 3 and Team Fortress 2, both from North America and Europe. Check us out on e-rev on the Game Surge network or www.erev.tv. Today's final is the TWL 2008 final with Epsilon versus BSTR, which is a Polish team. The lineup for BSTR is Ramses, Montry, Duffy and Artie. And for Epsilon it's Kilby, Paris, Revlinho and Cloud. We are going to go live right after the setup round is finished. I'm here with Orange Devil. I'm sure all of you know him from invite level in AA, and the video caster is actually Resistance from America. Is actually helping us out because our EU caster had a few problems, so thanks to him this is all going ahead. And we're just waiting to go live.
That's right. We'll be playing we'll be watching this match, the final match for the TWL tournament on Sandstorm, which is a very interesting map because it's open map, but you got the low visibility because of the sandstorm that the map was named after. There's 3 objectives. Whoever takes 2 objectives at the end of the round wins. Whoever takes all 3 objectives at any point in the round wins, or of course eliminating the entire enemy team is also another way to win. So there's a lot of opportunities there. It's usually a very fast map, so we'll probably be seeing a lot of action. It's been speculated even on the forums that we probably won't see any rounds without, you know, a whole team being wiped out. Round time is 4 minutes, so that should lean us towards pretty fast action as well. To quickly go over the map, you got the East Assault and the West Assault. As I can see here in the server, we have BSTR starting on Assault East and Epsilon starting on Assault West. Assault East is usually seen as a little bit more the defense team here because they will have the north objective right away, and it will be easier for them to take over the central objective usually. Of course, Assault West also has good positions, and they can definitely, if they push central hard, take that over. And they start with the south objective in their hands pretty much. They of course do have to go and secure all those objectives for both teams, but given the spawns, that's usually how the map will be divided. Central then is probably the place where you will see most of the fighting. There you have the central building with the 2 stairs going up to the central roofs, where you have, you know, north roof, central roof, south roof. South roof being right above the objective. Loads of little ruins around there, and lots of opportunities for some nice action. See some?
Yep, just the match is actually about to go live in 2 seconds. So BSTR starting on Assault East and Epsilon Esports on Assault West. Let's see how this sets out.
Sorry, match going live in 2 seconds here for the final roster rundown. Epsilon's bringing in Cloud, Revlinho, Paris, Kilby, and BSTR's bringing in Ramses, Montry, Duffy, and only Artie. We'll immediately be taking a look at what these teams will be doing here in this first round.
Kilby and Paris.
Yeah, Epsilon's going to quickly take over south, with Kilby and Paris moving around on the north side of the map already, so they're pretty spread out for Epsilon, whereas BSTR is mainly focusing on keeping the central area with their one player who's not going to be, that's going to be Ramses, pushed over to the north side of the map. So far pretty conservative first round for both teams, probably just trying to scope out what all the other players are doing for the other team, where their positions are going to be before committing to anything and making a big push. Now we have some gunfire here. Cloud shooting from that south, that's going to be southwest building to central building there. It hasn't scored any hits as far as I can see. Cesium, you see anything interesting going on?
Not as of yet. A lot of crawling going on. Paris is in the valley at north, crawling slowly.
Yeah, that's probably going to be their main push.
Yeah. But Ramses is obviously in front of Paris, not far in front actually, with the IF gun. Yeah. And there it is, Paris. Yeah, Paris takes down Ramses in North Valley. Nice shot.
Kilby moving up 2 now on that north objective. Looks like Epsilon has taken down Ramses, who was the sole north objective defender, and is going to try to move in to take it. We have Duffy set up there close to that little gap coming from Central, looking into the door at north objective. He's going to try to lock that down so nobody can come in there and take over the objective without having to pass through him. The rest of BSTR has not really moved at all to this possible threat at the north objective. Now we see Killaby even crawling into that objective building, now looking at that gap where we have BSTR Duffy standing. So it's definitely going to be a fight there in just a few seconds.
Yeah, only a minute and a half left.
I think Paris has actually got a nice position there at those palm ruins to take out Duffy. And that's exactly what happens now. Now we see the BSTR is going to have to move. They only have Central. They just lost North. It's 2v4 in favor of Epsilon Gaming. BSTR only already now being taken down by Epsilon Cloud there around that central area as he's pushing up. Cloud shooting at Montre, taking some hits himself. Cloud being red now. Montre is... Where's Montre going? In that central building towards North, fighting there with Killaby, who takes down Montre, leaving a 1-0 score here for Epsilon Esports, and no kills at all so far for BSDR.
Yeah, it was a perfect push there by Epsilon. Looked like they planned out a lot. Paris obviously the key there at North. Let's see if they do the same.
They went very slow that round, but it paid off. Some spam coming out. That spam was on the north side of the map. I don't think it's done anything though. No damage. No, there's more spam, but still no damage. Seems to be pretty slow setup yet again. This time though, Epsilon doing a lot of spamming with mostly Cloud with that IF gun, spamming first from north, then towards central. Paris seems to have set up on his own at south with that RPK. But so far, BSTR is not really pushing for that, as they're playing what seems to be a very similar setup as they had last round. Rems is defending north on his own. Montre on the stairs, only Artie close to it.
Revelino just taking it slow on North Ladder Building. Not peeking at all, not taking any risks. Same with Paris laying down in south. Pretty defensive from Epsilon. BSTR equally defensive. Montre Central taking the OBJ. There it is. Duffy's covering Ramses in north still. Artie's not taking any risks, just laying down on south side of central. Still nothing happening yet. No pushes as of yet. It's taking it really slow. No risk from either team. Epsilon's lineup is, for today, it is pretty much Extraordinaries Gaming's lineup. They won Cal invite twice, of course. Very experienced team. BSTR's main player will be Montre. So everyone knows him, he's been playing the game for a long time. He's formerly in Wilder. Coming into the last minute now. Let's see what happens here. Epsilon are obviously going to have to push either north or central, as BSTR have both those OBJs, so it's 2 objectives wins. So you need 2 out of the 3 to win.
I'm thinking they're going to go for a north push late, as Killaby is there in those deserts crawling, so I think they're going to try to win with 2 out of 3 objectives. Yeah, there they go. They're going in now with Killaby and Revelino attacking and taking down. No, not taking down. Rams is taking down Revelino. Then Rams is being taken down himself by Killaby. And at the south side of the map, Paris taking down only RT. Montre then taking down Cloud at the central objective, and Duffy being taken down by Killaby at north. That leaves 16 seconds on the clock, and Paris fighting with Montre. Montre taking down Paris now. It's going to be Montre versus Killaby. Montre running to that north objective where Killaby is yellow and waiting for him. He's going to be standing outside. 3 seconds on the clock. Can he make it? I don't think he can. He's running in. Killaby, of course, staying away, and that gives the round to, if I am not mistaken there, Epsilon.
Yeah, that makes it 2-0 now to Epsilon.
Alright, let's see how they deploy this round. We got BSDR seems to be setting up in roughly the same way, and Epsilon seems to be pushing a little bit more aggressive on the south side of the map now with Revelino and Paris going there, all the way in that alley, and Killaby and who's that going to be? That's going to be Cloud being on the south side now, spamming towards the stairs. Definitely a big push on the south. They've definitely done this before, seeing how they coordinate that action. Now fighting at the north window to the south north stairs. Alright, now we got only Artie being shot by Killaby. On the way around, Killaby shot by only Artie, and then only Artie's flashed and taken down by Revelino on the east side of Central. And there's still a lot of stuff going on there as we have Paris set up all the way on the east. Cesium?
Yeah, just the key. Ramses is on central roof for BST on. He's red with the IF. He's gonna have to pull something off there with Cloud crawling around next to him.
We got a little pause now though as Revelino ran back and actually secured south objective. Epsilon choosing to push with 4 and try to get that pick and some nice positions before getting that south objective, but then having to halt their advance and secure it. They've done that now, so I expect them to continue pushing soon. We got Paris still all the way on the east side, Duffy there on the wall between central and north. BSTR Montre hiding out in the north objective. Rams is still red on the roof, like we just said before. He's going to probably be the first person that will be able to do anything about Epsilon when they push. Epsilon now. Ooh, where is Epsilon? Killaby there all the way swinging around to the... No, actually, Revelino swinging around to the north. Cloud still proning around central. And I'm not sure where Paris went. Paris has gone all the way to the spawn of the east side. And Cloud now taken down by Duffy. That must have been around central, as Duffy was prone on that roof pretty much the whole time. And Cloud was proning on the east side of central. Must have shown a little bit too much of himself and gotten taken down there. Does look like Revelino and Paris now are going to do a sort of pincer assault on that north objective, coming from basically completely different sides of it. They're going to be meeting Montre there, which should be an interesting fight. But I have to say, I'm not sure how much support Montre is going to be able to get there so quickly when they do make that push, because most of the BSTR guys, and Duffy is not that far away. He's still between central and north, but Ramses is red, and he is far away. Now the fight's starting. Revelino attacking Montre. Montre replying, making Revelino red. Then Duffy being taken down by Paris, leaving Montre off alone, as said before. He's not going to get any reinforcements for a while, and then he is taken down by Paris himself, too. Paris coming from that east assault spawn area, taking down Montre in the objective. Now Paris taken down himself by Ramses when Paris tries to move into the central area. Revellino waiting at the north objective, and there Ramses is running through that gap and gets taken down by Revellino now. What happened there was that the attack came from two sides. Perez surprisingly didn't take down Montre first there, but actually took down Duffy, who was helping Montre from that gap between central and north objective. And then he basically turned around and shot Montre with a pretty nice shot there, but killing them both so quickly. And as said, then it just took too long for the reply from BSTR.
Looks like a north push here, OD. If you look at the three guys for Epsilon.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a north push. Look, Killaby taken down by Duffy now, and I don't think Killaby was north.
Yeah, he was north side of central, you know?
Yeah, I thought
he was moving in. Yeah.
Right, that should clue BSTR as to what's going on, in my opinion, but it doesn't look like they're reacting to that too much yet. Duffy now is in a position where if he moves up a little bit, he should be able to see. Ramses taken down by Perez. It should be really, really apparent now that it's a north push. Duffy moves in that gap again, where he has been quite often. He gets immediately shot at by Perez. Tries to shoot at whoever's taking that objective. I'm not sure who that is, but he is stopping to take the objective and replying. Now Duffy taking down Cloud, coming in that gap. There's still somebody in the objective building, and at the palm rooms we're going to have Perez. Only RT now coming to the east spawn. Going to try to flank around those ruins, as he actually does and takes down Perez. That's a nice flank there, and I think we actually will see this round going to BSTR. Just as a little prediction here, as it is Revellino on his own versus the two remaining BSTR members, and he gets taken down by Duffy, which was really impressive there from behind that objective. I didn't think that he would win that, but he did. So that's a 3-to-1 score, excuse me there, for Epsilon, who are playing west. It's hard to say which side is easier on Sandstorm. I first always used to think it was east, then I played it a lot, I started to think it was west. I don't know, it's team's preference, I think. What do you think, Cesium?
Yeah, exactly what you said. It depends totally on the tactics used, how good the opponent is. It's pretty balanced.
Epsilon seems to be using some hybrid tactic now. Cloud is going to go over to the south side and see if he can get a pick, while most of his team, let's say Perez, Killaby, and no, just Perez and Killaby actually are all the way on the north side, where Revellino has, I think, secured south objective and is now checking to make sure he doesn't get attacked. BSTR still seems to be doing very much the same thing. Yes, they're switching up their spots, obviously, but they're playing the same areas with the same players pretty much every round. Killaby now taken down on that building north. Where's going to be? It's going to be northwest by Duffy. Duffy was on the roof. Now Montre taken down by Cloud on the southern side of the map. That's going to be on. I'm not exactly sure where he was. You see that?
Yeah, Montre was on top of central roof, laying down, and he was took down by Cloud. Good spot though. From Cloud.
Definitely. So now it's a 3v3 situation. Now Cloud was climbing on that building on the southeast side of, I believe, that's at least where I saw him last.
Yeah, he jumped on the, he jumped up so you can just see across the roof. You just got a pick on him, on Montre, sorry.
Right. So now 3v3, BSTR not entirely sure what to do, it seems, by how only RD is playing at the moment. And they know that they had enemies on both sides of them, so they have responded by spreading out a little bit. This is an interesting decision. Ramses, though, pretty sneaky spot in that desert. Is he going to be seeing action soon? I'm not sure. I think he pretty much missed Revellino already at some point, and Ramses now taken down by Perez, so he was going to see action soon in that desert, where Perez was also crawling and got the first shot, as he has not been hit himself at all. I have to say we've seen quite a lot of crawling in that North Desert this match so far. Now Revellino also shooting towards the spawn ruins, and he's gotten some hits there on Only Artie, who is red. Only Artie trying to reply, and now choosing to walk away from that. Looks like the remaining BSTR members, Duffy and Only Artie, are pretty much stuck in that central chartable area, while the outer two objectives are in the hands of Epsilon. Only Artie now getting the kill on Revelino, and no, other way around. Revelino getting the kill on only Artie from that north outside area. See him?
Yeah, as you can see, it's 3v1 against Duffy. 3v1 situation. He's north side central, being pushed.
Gets the one kill.
Takes down Rev. 30 seconds left.
That must have been a headshot there, as he came around to that gap, and Perez was waiting for him. So far, just a quick rundown of the kills. We have 3 kills for Killer B, 3 kills for Revelino, 2 kills for Cloud, and 8 for Paris. Well, we have 2 for Ramses, Montre, and only Artie, and 6 for Duffy. So at the moment, it seems to be really Paris using that RPK to great effect on the BSTR team. Just to quickly see what they're doing now. There is some fighting at Central, mostly spamming though, I think, which Epsilon's been doing quite a few times. And now also Revelino spamming on the north side. I don't think they've actually hit anything with that spam yet, all match though. I haven't noticed it at least. BSTR has pushed into the south objective. They're now moving in, taking it over, but they meet Paris, and oh! Montre and only Artie decide to line up there, and both get taken down. I don't think Paris even saw both of them. I think Paris was shooting at Montre, but got the kill on only Artie first, as he was standing right behind it. And then Ramses taken down by Revelino on the other side of the map. Revelino moving in north objective, and we have who's that going to be for BSTR? We have Duffy left on his own on central on those north stairs. That's a pretty bad situation for BSTR that round. They decided to push into south with 2 players. Now Duffy taken down by Cloud from the north window while he was standing on the roof. That was a pretty risky situation there. They decided to push into south with 2 players. That's always risky, pushing with only 2 players, because if the enemy is just hiding somewhere, there's so many corners, you never know exactly where they're going to be. So you're pretty much giving the first shots away to the enemy. And you know, if you're playing finals in TWL at the highest level, then you want to expect that those first bullets, those first shots, will actually result in a kill. So when you go with 2, you're basically committing to a 1v1 fight. And then if, like what happened in the last round, you line up, that just gives away 2 of your players. You don't even get an objective for it back, and you expose yourself completely that round. Now they're in the setup for the second half, with the score being 5-1 to Epsilon. Cesium, any thoughts?
Yeah, well, Epsilon have pretty much dominated so far. They only need 1 round for the tie. They need 2 for the win. It's going to be interesting to see how they play. If they're going to be aggressive on the east side, which you can be pretty aggressive, but I think they're going to be, I'm going to guess that they're going to be a bit defensive early on, let BSTR come to them. The key will be at north OBJ.
They don't have to be aggressive.
Yeah, of course. But it can surprise them, you know.
Best of 12, so they need to, yeah, they can surprise them. But they have been playing not that aggressive, in my opinion, on the west side, which is usually the more aggressive side, and it's been working really well for them. So I expect them to continue that that style of play, as a 5-1 score is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key is going to be north objective. See how if BSTR does the same as Epsilon and crawls a lot in that desert, and then gets the pick on the guy at north, then obviously the guy from central or middle objective is going to have to come over to north, and then that's where it's all going to happen.
Probably. That's yeah, I would say north is going to be the key objective. It definitely was in the last 6 rounds. I was a little bit surprised that BSTR was playing their IF in the northern objective. I would never have considered something like that, because north being the key, you're going to get a lot of desert crawling there, and the IF has the most recoil out of all the weapons, in my opinion. Maybe the RPK has more recoil, but at least have loads of bullets, so you can keep spamming it up. But The IF is basically the worst of both the M4 and the RPK. The only thing you really got going is the damage extra, but on those ranges, with so many unexpected things usually happening at north, there's somebody starting to shoot at you from the desert. Maybe not the best decision, but I don't know. Maybe it's worked for him in the past. Cesium.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's going to be. Well, there's obviously only 1 minute left now. It's going to be interesting. This. OD, what do you think? Do you think we haven't seen anyone go around from south? Well, we have one round. I think it was Paris who went from south objective, went all the way around the map and flanked the guy at north.
I think Epsilon went on a south rush one round, and then took one man down themselves, but also got a casualty on their own side, and then decided to go back to that south objective that one round. But that was quite delayed, and then after that initial push that seemed to be all about getting some kills, and not so much about securing all the objectives, they decided to walk back to south and take it, and then swing around to the north to make the actual final push. Epsilon hasn't committed at all to fighting around the central objective itself, from what I've seen. So what I would think is interesting is if that's maybe their weakness, to play around the actual central area, and they play really well around north and in south. What would happen if BSTR takes the fight to that central objective?
Yeah, of course we haven't seen Epsilon push that at all in the beginning. It's always been north from north and south. Let's see what they do here.
Alright, now we're live in the second round. We got a lot of spam coming out from Epsilon, with two players spamming around the central area, and Revelino then spamming also on the north area. They really love their spam so far. I haven't seen any hits though, so maybe it's just giving their positions away. Epsilon has set up in a little bit more defensive positions than BSTR was doing in the first half. BSTR seems to try to get whatever picks they can, although only RT here seems to have run all the way around the map, which also suggests that the fight is once again going to be at the north objective, as we also have Duffy and Ramses crawling around there. So it's definitely going to be north again, which is pretty much how this map usually would go. We have Killaby there with that M4 in north objective. He's probably going to be the first one to have to see that he's being pushed and call it out to his teammates that they need to get over there and help him. So we will see how he manages to do, if he manages to do that quickly, if he manages to stay alive, maybe get a pick. That's going to be really crucial for this round, I do believe. Monterey, though, not going anywhere near north yet, just seeing if he can get anything on that central objective. If anybody pops up or moves a bit too much, he might be able to do something about it. Killaby now has gotten help from Revelino, who's in that Palm Ruins. So Epsilon playing very much focused on that north objective, as Paris is basically on standby to coming around from the spawn to north. They definitely completely expect a north push, and they only have one player, which is going to be Cloud, sitting on those stairs, basically being close enough to central to be able to call it when something goes on there, but they definitely wouldn't be able to keep central if it gets pushed hard.
Look at Duffy, OD.
Quickly checking that out. Yeah, he's crawling, and he takes down now Killaby, as he was crawling all the way from that north building through the ruins towards north objective. Killaby had not expected that, I do believe, and has been taken down quite quickly. And then BSTR decides to go really slow again, just seeing how the respawns from Epsilon will be. But they're not really responding by running around a lot and moving players around. They're actually responding by having Cloud move up and grab central objective, which suggests that they don't expect anything big to happen too soon yet. Now more fighting. Revelino has spotted enemies in the desert and gets taken out from behind as he moves out from cover. Revelino down by only RD. Monterey down by Paris. I'm not exactly sure where that happened. Cesium, did you see that?
No, I was watching Cloud push the enemy central, but now Cloud's gone south, Paris has got central, they've got 2 objectives now. Obviously both BSTR guys, sorry, 3 of them are going to push central,
BSTR
I imagine.
is going to have to take central.
30
and
seconds
that's exactly
left.
what they're going to do now. Only Artie is going to come in from that east side of the objective. I think Paris is somewhere close there. And Cloud probably has made his way back now. Let me just quickly check that. Yes, he has. Paris on the roof's prone. Sees Artie, takes him down. Cloud now standing by there to help him out. We have Ramses there below that, below those roofs. Takes down Paris, but then gets taken out by Cloud, who was just there just a second too late. Now Cloud himself taken down by Duffy coming in from that central building. And that means the round goes to BSTR. Very action-packed round there. And the fight in the end did take place at Central, and Epsilon did lose it. So, I think if BSTR can keep that up, by taking the fight to Central, they might actually be stronger there than Epsilon, who seems to be very north-focused in the way they already positioned their players, and they played the last half. So, maybe the idea is to not fall into that trap, but instead focus on Central. As BSTR is actually rushing Central now. Duffy been spammed red, I believe, and now gets flashed. He's all the way in Central. Monterey taken out by Rivellino, and Duffy taken out by Cloud, as that Central attack is now pretty much shut down. Only Artie is all the way around the side, and gets shot by Cloud with a really nice shot. Cloud really didn't have too much cover, while Duffy actually, or only Artie actually did with that RPK, but it wasn't enough. Ramses was there on those south stairs, trying to hold out against the entire Epsilon team coming down on him, but could not do it as he got taken down by Paris. So that was actually a central rush there that didn't work out. It's a 6-2 score now for Epsilon, which means it's a match point for them. Cesium?
Yeah, it was... Well, a lot of flashes there by BSTR on Central. It pretty much gave away their position. In this new version, the flashes aren't as useful. The flash effects are really, like, short. So, all that did was give away the position, and Epsilon just adapted to it. Didn't even... Not one of them died.
It was a pretty risky move, though, a central rush, when you're 5-2 behind. Or 5-2 behind. And now it seems like they're going to go a little slower again, the BSTR team is. Epsilon seems to be set up in the positions they were in before, or at least similar positions. Although Rivellino is actually in a completely new area, all the way on the east side of the southern alley. Ramses is going around the desert, as you pointed out there. And I think
I was just watching Kilby, and he actually, I pretty much heard Ramses quite clearly. I'm not sure if he heard him as well, but I'm guessing he does.
He is looking in that direction, so... Kilby there at that north objective, looking into the desert through the window in the door, as he's in that little corner behind it, on the east side of it, and he probably heard Ramses then, and he's waiting for him to pop up and then get the quick kill, which should be happening any moment. I have to say, in the first round on this half, we did see Epsilon. They're very happy about when the fighting starts at north, to try to have 3 people there to, to fight the fight. But then at the same time they have, it was Cloud that first round, runs straight to south, and if he's there fast enough, he can maybe force the victory with having 3 objectives, or he can at least, say to his team, okay, I got this objective, you can back off north now, stay alive and defend central. Obviously it didn't work that first round, but it did get really close, all the way to a 1v1 situation, and it does put a lot of pressure on BSTR that when they push, when they, really go for those kills and expose themselves, they have a deadline. They have to go take north before south gets taken, and then they still have to keep pushing. Now Duffy actually, I saw him from the third-person view, but he didn't see it with the first-person view, obviously. He could have seen Kilby there, as Kilby decides to move around a lot more. Now walks all the way back, must have made a lot of sound there, as Duffy knew exactly where it was. Takes down Kilby at those palm ruins. Ramses and Duffy now pushing on those north, on that north objective building. And I believe it's Rivellino now, this time running around to south, trying to steal that objective, and there was only Artie waiting for him. Takes down the Rivellino on that south objective. Interesting fight here. Monterey being taken down by Cloud on the south side of Central. Oh no, actually on the west side of Central, when they both didn't have any cover. And lots of fighting now at North. Cesium.
Yeah, Paris is just next to an enemy in North. The last one. And RT is at Central objective. Yeah. Paris gets taken down by Ramses. Cloud is with an enemy here at Central. Yeah, and takes the kill. 30 seconds left. Yeah, and they've taken the round.
That was an was that an objective?
Yeah, it must have been the BSTR round there. I think RT got Central and Cloud just killed him afterwards, and obviously Ramses took North to finish it off.
Yep, Cloud was just a second too late then on that response to Central. That's the that was the risk of having a guy run to South objective to try to steal that objective quickly, because only Ari was there waiting and took that free kill. Ramses now taken down by Paris, as I believe that was spam. So that spam now really paying off, as they're now in a 4v3 match point situation on the north side. That spam was. Duffy is also there. He must have been very close to Ramses when Ramses got taken down, and he is still drawing spam in that north building. See him?
Yeah, that was nice spam by Paris. I can see Ramses' body was lit. Yeah, all the way at the back, running past from spawn towards the desert, past the ladder building at North. He just got spammed straight in the head. Duffy obviously just taking it slow in North. Oh, and takes down Revelino, who was flanking around North.
Cloud was trying to do some jumps on that northwest building in the charter wall to look at the ruins between North building and North objective building, but that seems to have failed for him. And then when Revelino got taken down, he decided to abandon it and get closer to that objective. So Duffy there must have heard him, because he's looking at that entrance there. Killaby shot by only Artie now, as only Artie had made his way around all the way to the spawn, taking down Killaby in the spawn ruins on the east side. Where's that fighting? Can you see?
It's with Paris, I believe. Duffy just coming towards Central, towards his teammate Monty. Monty, yeah, enemy under Central with Artie there. Cloud is.
And Monterey is there too on the stairs, so he's being pushed from 3 sides now, I believe, and Cloud being taken down by Duffy. I think Duffy must have reported him quite early, knowing where he was, and then they just followed him all the way to that central building, pushed him from a number of sides. Now only RT taken down by Paris as he went a little too fast towards that north objective. Paris on his own. He's being pushed from Duffy there from the north ruins, and he's going to be pushed from the other side now by Monterey. He reacts really nice to both those pushes, as he's giving them both quite a hard fight, but he's now taken down in the back by Duffy, as he was just too slow that time with turning around, or predicted the wrong enemy to push out first. And that round goes to BSTR now with a 6-4 score, so it's quite exciting, with Duffy actually coming out having 12 kills for BSTR's team, with Paris leading the kills on Epsilon's side with 16. I think we actually have Monterey being idle this round, or at least deploying very slow. I'm not sure what happened there. Bit spam coming out on the central side for Epsilon again. Cesium. Alright. We have BSTR moving around to the north building area with 2 players, while RT is defending south objective again. I'm not sure what happened to Monter there at the start of that round, but he's back in the game again in his position close to the west spawn in the ruins, looking at central, where he's been a couple of rounds already. Epsilon still having Killaby on the north objective. He just keeps switching up his spots, hoping he can do some damage there. So far, I don't think he's really done too much there yet, but he only has to do it 1 round to win this match. I think Epsilon is actually a little bit more. If you look at Revelino's spot on the north roofs, just in the middle of them, looking towards the northwest building. Killaby in north. Pera is actually still really far back, but Revelino quite far forward compared to how they were playing before. So they're definitely mixing it up and trying different places to deploy to. I think this is a bit of a The one thing that's constant with all their places that they're at is that they're very focused on north. They always have 3 guys that can go there within seconds, and then they have their 4th guy close to central. Cesium, see anything BSTR is doing?
Yeah, if you can just look at Duffy, he's crawling really close now to Killaby, and Ramses is supporting him from the desert. I just wonder how long it's going to be before he spots Killaby, who's moving
Duffy
around a
again.
lot. He will see his gun.
Duffy again crawled out that north building, now past those north ruins, going to the north objective building. That seems to have been their main tactic that's been working for them. They did that one central rush, it failed. They did this twice before, with basically prone warrioring on north. Now actually Killaby spots Duffy before Duffy can do anything, and he doesn't hit him, but that must give away the call that things are happening at north. Rivellino taken out by Montre, which is an awesome shot from the northwest building to the north roof. Killaby red. The big question, where is Perez? Perez now coming in with that RPK to support Killaby, but Killaby taken down by Duffy. Perez then taken down Ramses in the desert. Perez maybe a little bit late that round. He's going to have to defend north on his own. As meanwhile we have fighting in the central, between central and north, with Cloud coming in from that side. He being yellow himself. I can't really see who he was fighting with yet. I think that's Duffy, as Duffy is red. Only Artie is way too far away from all the action, so he's going to start moving towards central now on his own. Duffy down by Perez. Montre down by Perez. Perez coming in on that north side, saving the day. And only Artie is now left alone, coming in central at the moment. He's going to have to do it and to take that objective as well as get the kills. But he doesn't notice that Cloud is already on those north stairs, climbing up as he moves towards the objective and shoots him in the side. That means Epsilon winning this match, and definitely Paris, I would say, man of the match. Cesium.
Yeah, it was beautiful at north there by Paris, taking down 3, but obviously 2 near the end, quite close together.
Definitely. I thought it was a little bit slow on the response. That gave BSTR chances to outplay them there, but they did not take those chances, and the superior shooting of Paris there saved that round for sure. Then now we have a north rush coming in from BSTR, as Killaby is playing quite aggressive, getting the first kill there on Duffy. Ramses coming in from the desert. Killaby now taken down by only Artie, coming in from the other side. Rivellino meanwhile has already moved up to south, trying to go for the objective grab. Montre shot by Paris, probably moving around the central area as Paris is on those roofs there. BSTR being quite slow. They could actually lose this from objective if they don't grab it quick. Although, no, they're not losing it from objective. Maybe Killaby did not take that north objective. Unfortunately, being only in as a spectator or an Atman, I cannot see that. Cesium?
Yeah, Paris is under fire from north here. Ramses is a bit cautious around north. He's not really going towards the objective because I think, yeah, it's Paris who's obviously... Paris spots an enemy there, prone next to him. Just on the other side of this wall at the bottom.
That's going to be Duffy.
Yeah.
Cloud shot by Ramses on the, I think that's the other side of the map. That is actually all the way to the north. It's not completely the other side of the map. Paris then moves around and doesn't focus on Duffy anymore. Takes down Ramses as Ramses comes from the Palm Ruins side. And Paris is moving around on that north roof area. He knows Duffy's still around there somewhere, so he's looking for him. Rest actually not Duffy. Excuse me, it's only Artie already the whole time. Duffy's already been dead. And only Artie's already red, so Paris must have definitely damaged him before. And now Paris takes that kill and takes down only Artie, making this a 8-4 final score in a very nice match here on Sandstorm for the TWL Finals. Cesium.
Yeah, I thought it was quite a comfortable start from Epsilon in the beginning, but then BSTR came back into it. But
Paris saying
yeah,
on chat, best match of his life. He's definitely playing very well there with that RPK, saving at least 2 rounds for his team. Basically,
yeah,
on his own.
Yeah. Cloud obviously with second kills for Epsilon on 9.
Where both teams exchanging GGs and leaving the server now.
Yeah, that was a good match.
It was definitely a good match. Lots of proning around on that north side, but then quickly switching gear to fast action around north and central. It's a pretty quality Sandstorm match in my opinion.
Yeah, the Polish team obviously has a reputation of being a good team on Sandstorm, but I think Epsilon prepped a lot for this match. But there will be a lot of more matches coming from e-rev EU. We've got FGL coming up. We will be casting the next TWL League, a lot of the matches there, and but particularly FGL, which is coming up soon, which should be interesting. And thank you for tuning in to e-rev. You will see us again in the future. Orange, any words?
Yeah, good games to both teams. Congratulations to Epsilon Gaming for winning that final match in the TWL tourney. Nice try to BSTR. It was definitely fun to watch and cast that match. And thank you all for listening and tuning in to this videocast. I hope you enjoyed it.